Hi, I'm Rob Kane, Partnership Manager at TMA Resources. With me today is Ronald McGrath, the CTO of HighRoad Solution. Welcome, Ron.
Thank you.
So you were our very first solution partner in our partnership program. Why don't you tell us a little bit about what HighRoad does?
Well, we're a messaging provider that specializes on working with associations and nonprofits, and our flagship is our email marketing platform.
Well, great. You guys, as I said, were our first solution partner. You've built a great integration to Personify. Why don't you tell us about it?
Great. Well, let me go ahead and jump into it. Okay, so our integration is actually comprised of multiple integration points. The first piece is syncing data automatically from Personify into our client's email account. And so there are two layers to that. First is what particular field should we be pulling over from Personify. We can access any field within Personify, and in our platform we have the ability to create an unlimited number of custom fields. So obviously we need an email address that basically maps back to Personify's primary email address, and you would probably want to pull over the first name and last name, any fields you might want to leverage for personalization reasons.
Great.
So for example, with this client, we're pulling over label name. The other thing is any fields that you might want to expose in our platform so that staff can do searches and further segment within our tool. And then the last is any fields that you might want to use to automate emails, what we call lifecycle messaging. So a great application for that would be membership renewal campaigns, 90, 60, 30 days before membership expires, hitting people with an email. And then another application is new member orientation. Instead of trying to squeeze everything into a single email when you sign up a member in terms of the benefits of membership, why not stretch that process out over a 4-week period? So each week they get a different email. Well, that can be completely automated using our lifecycle messaging feature along with the integration to Personify. It's the data from Personify that's triggering when the emails go out versus someone logging in and hitting the send button.
Great. So you could pull over the membership end date, use that to create a campaign, and every few weeks send them a reminder, and then once they renew, they would automatically be taken off that list.
Absolutely.
That's
exactly.
great.
So once we've pulled over the fields, the other thing to think about from our perspective, we refer to as a recipient as a subscriber, and Personify it's a customer. And so as a customer, I can actually be part of different or multiple lists, and this is where the segmentation comes into play. And so this will map back to Personify, maybe for example list demographics, events, committees. And so another way of looking at this is if we go up here to segmentation, manage static segments, you'll see for this particular client, we pull over 1,186 different ways they segment their membership.
Wow.
Okay. So again, obviously the integration saves you a lot of time, so these resources aren't having to move this data back and forth, and then they can focus on higher level email marketing functions. And then also it wouldn't be humanly possible to do this in a manual way. Now why we're excited about the integration is our clients that are integrated tend to get a lot better engagement because they are sending out such focused targeted emails. So if we click on search and filters, we can drill into all the different ways we've categorized the segmentation we're pulling over from Personify. So for starters, we pull over all the different email preferences. This is mapped to Personify's opt-in, opt-out preferences. And the beauty of this is whether someone comes through our email preference center and changes their preferences, or they call member services and it's done in the back office, this data still makes its way into our email product. You can see here also they segment based on commodities, which I'll show in a minute how that can be very valuable in terms of powering some of your content. Congressional districts, job functions, product codes, product types, relationship codes, even voting districts. Okay, so let's take a look at these commodities.
All coming from Personify.
All coming from Personify, and the beauty of it is if they create a new commodity, the integration will dynamically create a new list and populate it. All right, so how can we use this information, this segmentation for commodity, to send out more effective emails? Well, what I'm going to do is go through the process very quickly and kind of show you building out a message. And really the goal of this is to show you in the end what this segmentation we're pulling from Personify can do to drive the actual content within your email message. So I'm going to just click on next. This is the message creation process. And you'll notice here that we have some tags here. These tags are going to get actually replaced with content based on our segmentation. So we hit next, and then the system just lets you know that we found links in your email and we're going to track those for you. And then the following step is scheduling the email, and I'm just going to choose to send it out now. So under the review and send, when I go down here to preview the message, you'll notice that this email is actually going to be going to multiple lists. And every single person is going to get pretty much the same newsletter. So people that had a preference with artichokes or avocados, they get the same looking newsletter pretty much, except for this lead story at the top. The lead story, the article, the picture is more relevant based on demographics we pulled over from Personify of what their interests are. And if we go back and we look at what people preferred in terms of avocados, well, they get a different picture and a different article. And so, great way of leveraging the integration of Personify to drive that content within your email, make the most of that space above the fold to speak more directly to your member based on what their interests are.
Very nice.
So now that you've sent out an email, the other thing to think about is leveraging our rich reporting data to be able to figure out, what's performing for you, what's working, what people are opening, what people are clicking on. So we can quickly drill into any particular email, and we have all kinds of rich reporting data here. And in terms of links, we can quickly see, what particular links are performing better than others. Well, what's really cool about the integration is we take and we write this reporting data back into Personify. So we can go into a customer record, and now we'll see under customer activities all the emails this particular member has received. So you can see here, delivered, opened, bounced. One of the other things about our system is it has a very complex way of analyzing bounces and making sure that you don't go past certain thresholds with ISPs in terms of sending the email there too much. It's what we call good list hygiene, and it's a big component of your email reputation. So when our system marks an email address as bad, we actually mark that information back in Personify.
That's great, and you can do some really cool reporting on that. For example, with the bad email addresses, you could find them people and have people, call them, or if it's a trade association, you could find all the bad addresses at that trade association, have someone call your primary contact there to get those email addresses updated or find the new people who are there. But with this other data here, you can do some really cool stuff because you can tie who opened the email, who it was delivered to other data that we have in Personify, like who's attending your meeting, whose membership is up for renewal, who's going to be serving on a committee. You can do some really, really powerful reporting.
Exactly, and so that's what we have here. So you can create a really simple report, basically listing out all the emails that were sent out, and then again, like you said, you can marry this with other data and demographics you have in Personify. So you can quickly see here bounces and delivereds and opens broken out by state. So lots of different ways you can take advantage of that. One of the cool new things that we have is we actually have a very robust, intuitive search tool that we've built recently that we're making available part of our baseline integration. So the query criteria that you set up is configurable on a per client basis, and you can quickly see here we can search Personify in real time on a whole bunch of different query criteria. So you can see all this is actually getting populated in real time from Personify. So these are codes in Personify in terms of degrees, customer class. If I wanted to search for a particular meeting, I can do that by putting in an MDA code or exclude a particular meeting. Also, title. One of the big things with that is it's free-form text in Personify, so we give the user the ability to put in multiple titles, CEO or Chief Technology Officer, to do those kinds of searches. For example, expiration, any customers that have memberships expiring in the next 3 weeks, separating members from non-members, or anyone that's attended 3 events in the last 1 year. So all kinds of different ways that you can actually do a real-time query against the Personify data and create a list in your email account.
Wow, so you're creating a list directly from Personify data inside of HighRoad.
Yeah, exactly.
That's very cool.
Yep. Last but not least, one of the things that you want to make sure is that all your emails are always CAN spam compliant. And with the Personify integration, we go beyond compliance and we implement what we call full-blown email preference center. So if we come here, what's great about Personify 2 is out of the box, they already have a module built for this. It's called opt-in, opt-out preferences, and you currently see what emails that I'm receiving. So if I were to receive an email from this organization, and I click on the link in that footer of the email, it's going to drive me to a page like this. Now this is talking to Personify in real time right now. It's very fast because we use the Personify API, and it's basically used my email address to look my record up in Personify, and it shows me my current email preferences and what I'm getting. Now I can globally opt out at the bottom, and one thing I want to highlight here is these member benefits. You notice that I am a member, so I can opt in to receive these. So let's just make a change here. Let's change some of my preferences. Update that, and you can see it's in real time. It's fast. So all these have gone to yes. Okay. So let's go back. Let's look at the page. And you'll notice this one. If, for example, at this other email address I own, I came to this page, you'll notice it's pretty similar except for the member benefits. I can see what members get, but I can't opt in to receive them. And then we have a link here that drives the person to become a member to see, start receiving what they've been missing out on.
That's great. Really, really good stuff you've done. I think we have a slide with your contact information on it.
Yep.
We pull that up so people can see it. As I said, you are our first solution partner, and we really appreciate all the great work you've done. So if you guys want to contact Ron, there's his contact information. And thank you for watching this integration demo of HighRoad Solutions Integration. See you next time.